Hello out there? Hello out there? Anybody? We're on the air. Happy hump day, folks. Welcome to another episode here. Zap stream's down. That's okay. Save me some sats. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Bitcoin Journey. This show focuses on actionable, logical discussion for Bitcoiners and for future Bitcoiners. This is the first time in a very long time where we haven't had anybody in the chat to start the show. This is kind of eerie. Feels like the first 3 months that I did this stream. I think there was like 3 or 4 people in there for the first couple months. So we've turned it into something pretty special here, and I thank you for that. So let's get right into it today. I wasn't going to do a show, but here we are. I had no intention of doing a show today, which is why we're kind of early. I thought, I got a couple minutes here. So I'm hitting the road today. We got our third round of the Bitcoin golf tour today. And usually when we try to plan these things, we try to structure it in a way where we don't have to pay for a lot of gas. We try to go to like one location and play 2 courses there. But this year, we haven't done that at all. So the guy that I do it with is up north. He's an electrician there. So he only has certain dates that he can come. So anyways, the first round, I think I drove 5.5 hours there and back in one day. And then the last round was about 3 hours there and back one way. And today is another 3 hours there and back one way. So long days, but I enjoy it. So, I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. So I got to hit the road here. It's not going to be a very long show. Yesterday was 2.5 hours long, so we don't need another one of those. But I figured I'd stop by, see who's here. It looks like we got a couple people rolling in here. We got Soars. Look at these new banners. We get some big picks from sim to track. All right, we got a couple new faces in the chat. Maybe it's a different time, I guess. Good morning. MPC3G, just for anybody who's here right now for maybe the first time or not. But we do the show every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. It's a one-off early show today. But anyways, good morning. Early, I like it. Yeah, I'm actually going to be, well, I haven't 100% decided yet, but I'm leaning towards doing it actually a little bit later every day. I don't know what episode I'm going to get to here. I'm trying to still navigate that between the new visionary stuff, the episodes. I want to get to at least 400. That's kind of my goal here. I got a long-term plan for this channel, but I want to get to 400 episodes before we kind of shift gears into something else. So I think it's going to be later. I think it's going to be later in the day. So I don't know how that's going to affect people's schedules. Hopefully people can still make it, but it won't be quite as interactive. I'll just say that. It won't be quite as interactive as it is today. I'm still going to try to do maybe a weekly show like this. Maybe not though, but definitely we're going to be doing it in for the visionary community. We're going to do 1 hour of like 1 hour or once per week, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, whatever we need to do to look after the members in the community, whatever questions we got going on. And just, it's a lot nicer. I've noticed that's one thing I've noticed in the last couple of years. It's a lot nicer to have those type of discussions, not on public. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of intricacies within Bitcoin and a lot of stuff with security, a lot of stuff with privacy. It's a lot better discussed kind of behind closed doors a little bit. So that's a plan. So anybody who's a member of the community there, you won't notice anything. But I think you guys are going to like the new format. We'll see. And the nice thing about it is if it sucks, we can just go back to what we're doing now. Kind of my plan long term is like to do this for 400, 420 episodes maybe, and then go to something else and then eventually loop back to doing this again. I just want to kind of switch it up a little bit. I like switching things. I don't want to get too stale ever. Don't want to turn into a statue. Frank's here. Good morning, Frank. Let's check on the Rumble chat today. I think I missed a couple things along the way, but it is early here for me. So Kev Keith's here. Good morning. Flex us Mark. Samantha Nakamoto is here. I am early. Rumble's late on the notification. What the hell, Rumble? Screwing me over here. Anyways, looks like people are pouring in. People over in Rumble, we got 10 likes. Might be the day we can get 1-to-1. Haven't been able to do it yet, but we will. Good morning, peeps. Just dropping in to say hi. Hi, Jen. Hands off my mail. Good to see you, Jen. Haven't seen you in Jerry's chat for a while. Hope everything's good there. We got Frank in both. Nice. Morning, Frank. Source says not early here. Good morning to you all. Where are you, Source? Sats and Sunsets graveyard ship, usually fighting sleep in the morning. Well, we'll try to help you out. Bad Gal B's here. Good morning. Good morning, all. Okay, well, we got a good show today because I wouldn't have showed up today if we didn't have a good show. But I got a couple different videos to show. It's kind of like in school where the substitute teacher's there and things are like out of routine, out of normal. And the substitute teacher rolls in the TV on the rolling cart. That's what we're going to be doing today. I got a couple different videos that I want to watch, short ones, and then just talk about them because I think they're very important. So let me get these sent off to my email. I don't think I pressed send. I think they're in the drafts. And while we do that, yeah, that's the one. Send. While we do that, I want to give a couple shout outs here. Couple shout outs. One big one. So Scotty, number one, Scotty. I don't know if Scotty's here or not. I don't think Rumble's going. But first one is Scotty actually sent in another 9,000 sats. So that's the good news. That's the good news, Scotty. I got the zap. I marked it down. The bad news. So Scotty zapped a total of, let me just bring this up here because I don't want to mess it up. So I got to update that too. Should probably put these on the same freaking spreadsheet so I don't have to jump around everywhere. Like is it Van Halen who sings Jump Around? I don't know. Who knows? Too early. Too early for this shit. Okay, so we had Scotty at 30,000. Yes, 30,888. Worked out pretty good. So he had 3 big zaps and then 9 smaller ones, I think. But the bad news, Scotty, is that Cedar Sat showed up after. After all was said and done, Cedar Sat showed up. And he did not hold back. He liked the show yesterday. We'll just say that. I knew that he would. And that's why I gave him a shout out at the end of the show because we were talking about Bitcoin strip clubs yesterday. We spent the last half hour of the show trying to name a strip club for a Bitcoin community. It was a wild one. But anyways, I knew Cedar Sats would like that. So Cedar Sats actually sent in, I didn't email him or message him either. This all just happened organically, which I think was the best way to do it. So the first one he sent in was a row of boobs, 33333, a big row of boobs, and said, been busy and MIA for a bit. Just watched today's stream. Awesome show, Jor. So that was the first one. And then I don't know how many minutes later, 5 minutes later, he sent in 8888 and said, finishing today's show. That was a banger. Good job, buddy. So we got 333888. And then he sent in 3 more row of boobs, 3,333 sats each for a total of 9,999. So the total, Zap King yesterday, and the second one in August is Cedar Sats. My guy. I knew he would like that one. I knew he would like that show yesterday. He was the creator of the original row of boobs. So let's bring this up here. Sorry, Bad Gal B. So Scotty, I'm sorry, my friend. Had to bump you, but appreciate it. We're gonna give you some ballots in the box for the trip of a lifetime contest, Scotty. So thank you, Cedar Sats. Big shout out. That's massive, massive, massive for the channel. Very much appreciate that. Very much. So that was yesterday's Zap King. So it looks like we got, what do we have here? 3 days left for the Zap King of the month, or queen. Potential for a queen. We got 2 Cedar Sats. We got 3 Lethas. And we got 2 Todds. So we got 3 days left. Who is going to do it? And if there is a tie, then we're going to go to most Sats Zap total. That's a tiebreaker. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. That is absolutely massive for the channel. Absolutely massive. And big shout out to Scotty too. We can't definitely can't discount Scotty there, because we got that one rolled in after hours, and I thought Scotty was going to get the Zap King for the day. Proton. I need to go to my Proton. Netherlands. Oh wow. So yeah, what time was that? What time is it there now? I'm gonna guess it's 8, 6 or 7. 2. I'm gonna guess it's 3 p.m. there. It's my guess. 3 p.m. Let me know. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. All is good. Just need to balance and restructure life. Yeah, I go through that all the time, Jen. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's a good thing. Whenever you're questioning, you know, am I out of whack here? Do I need a little change? It's a good thing. It's a good thing that you're willing to look inside a little bit. Not a lot of people do that. So good on you. Okay, let's I got a couple things here to show. Where should we begin? Where should we begin? Let's man, where do we begin? Let's watch this one. So we've been talking about Hodl's, American Hodl's new blog over on Noster. I think we watched a couple of them. But I really like this one. I really resonated with this one more so than any other thing he's posted so far, because I 100% subscribe to this theory here. And the theory is that the old system's actually already dead. And if you watch back, I don't know if you're ever going to have the time to do it, but if you watch back on my last 300 episodes, I've been talking about that, and I've been saying, you know, the only thing keeping the mainstream alive, you know, it seems like ever since 2016, everything's really changed. I don't know what's going on here. Everything just stopped working for me. Walt's not loading. Primal's not loading. Looks like we're still live though. Oh, there we go. Okay. So ever since 2016, in my opinion, actually it probably happened earlier than that. It was probably 2008. I think that was the final nail in the coffin for the old system, 2008. Even though it appeared like they saved things and they bailed things out, it didn't solve anything. It didn't even put a Band-Aid on it. I would say that it was just like a shot of adrenaline when somebody's just about to die and you put a shot of adrenaline in them, and then they stick around for a couple more minutes or a couple more hours, maybe even a little bit longer. But eventually, once it wears off, declare them dead. And I feel like we did everything except declare them dead. And for the last 10 years here and beyond, last 15 years, there's just been this charade that the old system is still functioning properly. Like it's still, the debt's still solvent, that we still have the ability. Everybody talks about these numbers like we have some ability to pay it off. There's no fucking chance that that $37 trillion gets paid off. Imagine back in the 80s and 90s when they're like, holy shit, the government's like adding billions of dollars to their debt. Like this seems like it's a pretty big problem right now. And then 20 years later, it's like, okay, well, all of a sudden it's 37 trillion. And people are just like, talk about it as if it's a normal thing. So I think the system's dead. I think the only thing keeping it alive is the mainstream media. And the good news for that is that that's also dying. So we have a bunch of different things right now that are just like slowly deteriorating, that have been dead for a while. And people are starting to slowly realize that and be like, oh, hey, this system's Toast. Let's try something else. Instead of saving in fiat, I'm going to save my wealth in silver and gold. And then they start learning about it. They start buying more. They start doing more research in terms of what money is and what a good money is and what makes a sound money. And that eventually leads them to Bitcoin. And once you take that step and you buy some Bitcoin, and you go down that rabbit hole, there's no turning back. And this is just like my green light theory here, where one system is just going to continue to go down. That's the only path for the fiat system. Whereas Bitcoin's going the opposite way. Every new person that buys Bitcoin, that starts studying Bitcoin, learning about money, history, economics, psychology, everything, there's so much involved here in Bitcoin. And once you go down that road, once you understand Bitcoin, once the green light comes on, you're never going back. So we're going to watch this video from Hodl here. My favorite part of this video is when he talks about Bitcoin being bigger than politics. This is the part that I really resonated with. He said that Bitcoin is bigger than politics. And that seems like if you ask the average person, they vote and they see a president or a prime minister and people in charge, and they think that that's the ruling class. It's not. Bitcoin's above that because Bitcoin doesn't give a shit who the president is. The system works without that. Works perfectly fine without that nonsense. So Bitcoin's a layer on top of politics, and it's the bottom of the new system forming. It's the bedrock, I think he called it. So let's watch this. It's about 5 minutes long, but worth every second of your time. I love this guy. I think that he's doing such a good service for not only Bitcoin, but Noster itself. And I think that Noster is a very important part of the equation here. And so if you could have guys like this talking about it, it's gonna catch on. It's just a matter of time. So here we go. Let's watch our guy, American Hodl.
At 5 a.m. We're out in the desert at 5 a.m. again to rant about society, because that's what a normal person does. I'm a normal person. This is a very normal thing to do. Don't judge me. You can't judge me. You're on Noster. Fuck you. You're one of the weirdos too, dude. Imagine being a weirdo judging another weirdo. Shameful.
Following American Hodl on Noster, reading the post and reply and the repost. This thing is changing the world. How cool is that?
I was going to go on a rant about some specific problems I see in Western culture and how they can be addressed. And then I was like, what's the fucking point, dude? Pretty much at this point, the entirety of Western culture is corrupted and diseased. And I think, we often talk about things dying, like things are in decay, but they may in fact actually be dead already. Culturally, we're in this Kubler-Ross, stages of grief thing where a lot of people are at bargaining, denial and bargaining. And I think Bitcoiners have already processed all these things and moved forward. And we're long past acceptance. Don't you just want to check on your fiat friends, on your normie friends? Don't you just want to be like, hey man, are you doing okay? Because I think if I didn't have Bitcoin as a lens by which to view the world and know that deep in my heart things were going to be okay because we had the bedrock of a new system forming, I think I would be incredibly despondent, and it would be very easy to steer me if I was an actor with malicious intent. I know that about myself because I know I'm internally weak, just and fallible, just like all other human beings on the planet. And I can see that sort of thing beginning to happen as we reach the end of the debt cycle. Bitcoin is at a meta level above politics. And that level up is actually the bedrock of a new world. A new world that is struggling to be born. Sometimes people say to me, like, why would you use Noster? And it's like, because it's all of our favorite people talking about our favorite thing, Bitcoin. What else do I need? Like, I'm trying to build the new world. I'm really not that interested in engaging with the old world anymore, because I don't think it can be saved or rehabilitated. I think it's dead. You're being a doomer. No, I'm not being a doomer. I think it actually died. And I think the people trying to resuscitate it are in a sort of delusion. And fair enough, because what we lost was so beautiful and so meaningful that to lose it is a tragedy of the highest order. And the way forward is not some de novo new system that springs forth from nothing. It's a system that is inherently restorative and simultaneously progressive. And the only system like that is Bitcoin. The things that you focus your attention on, the things that you give your attention to, are the things that you foster and grow. Culture and civilization is built from attention. You are what you think about all day long. The things that you have provided most of your attention to are the things that end up controlling your life. Be very judicious about what you spend your time and attention on. Be very judicious about what you spend your time and attention on, okay? Because it will be the force that shapes and controls your life. And collectively, our attention, when we bring it together, can change the fucking world. That's what the fuck we're doing on Noster. The things where you put your time, energy, focus, and attention are the things that you will grow, foster, and nurture. And so what I'm asking of you is to grow, foster, and nurture notes and other stuff transmitted by relays. A network built and comprised of Bitcoiners who are zapping each other fractions of the hardest money ever created in a completely decentralized and uncensorable fashion. Does that not sound good to you? Does that not sound good? Join us. Join us on Noster, friends.
That vlog was dumb, Noster fucking rules. When they all go here, our house, our rules. Own your head today and speak the truth. Censor this vlog, oh you can, fuck you!
that ending kills me every time. Oh, what a beauty. Love that guy. Shout out to Jen. Jen sent in 1234 zap to Arnie Boy's wallet. Got the door shut today because there's some stuff happening behind me. But Arnie is, I think, on the other side of it. So thank you, Jen. Appreciate that. All right. I had a couple funny comments come in here that also made me LOL. Bad Go B says rolling the TV on a cart. OG memories. Yes. I also watched a video of Hal Finney from 1998, I believe, talking about what was he talking about? Zero proof and zero proof confirmations, I believe. But he did the presentation on one of those what's it called? Protractor? I don't know what it was. Projector. Where you put like the clear piece of paper on the piece of glass and then it projects up onto the the wall. Yeah, if you remember the TV on a cart, although I'm pretty sure they probably still have TVs on a cart. Maybe some small towns for sure. I'm guessing most have like fucking 70-inch TVs and everybody's got an iPad. I don't know. I've been in a school for 25 years, so I don't know what it's like there now. But yeah, if you remember the projector, then you're about the same as me. Love those days in school. Buenos dios, Cypher Sats. Good morning, my friend. Praetorian's here. Killer's usually the first chat, but I'm guessing he wasn't ready for it today. Grace says, nice. Was that 52,000? Yeah, what was it? 52,220. Good number. Great number. Bad Gal B says, sent Arnie 9999 yesterday. Oh, I don't know if I got that or not. I thought that was from Scotty Boy. Oh, no. I did get that one, Bad Gal B. I did get that one. Thank you for that. Praetorian says, sends $5. Wow. Thank you, Praetorian. Appreciate that. Little fiat zap. John says, what's the problem by Joe Bryan? It's worth a watch. Yeah, that is a great video. Great video. One of the best. Duncan says, what? Wow, that was early. Did you shit the bed? No. I'm up every day at the same time. I just had less preparation today. Less time to go through everything that's happening in the world. Duncan, good morning. A new world is struggling to be born. Yeah, that's what it seems like, eh? But if you think about it, if Bitcoin really is the new society and the new economy, the new civilization, it takes time. Like these things take years, decades, centuries even to play out. And we're 16 and a half years into it. So we've had some growing pains for sure, a lot of growing pains, but it seems like it's getting kind of smoothed out over time. And I watched a really good video about time, actually, and how time kind of heals all. It was very soothing to watch. I was going to show it today, but we don't really have time. Get it? We don't really have time today. But anyways, oops, what did I do here? We are living in hell, and the ceiling of the bedrock is the new world. I agree with that. That's a really good way to look at it and think about it, sats and sunsets. I love thinking about it like that. Like Hodl said that perfectly. He said Bitcoin is actually meta above politics and the fiat system. It's above that because nobody can stop it. Nobody can touch it. Nobody can change it. It's above that. Doesn't matter what's going on the outside world. It doesn't care. It's above everything. And that's the bedrock of the new system being built on top of that. So if you think about it like that, like sats and sunsets, we are in hell right now in the fiat system, or we're not. We're kind of crawling our way up, digging our way up. And yes, the Bitcoin is the new layer, the new bedrock of the new civilization being built. It's fucking awesome. And we definitely can't take our foot off the gas. So that's kind of the point of it. Quality Crypto, hello, welcome. And sorry. Good morning. Plastic's here. Good morning. I'm Plastic. Aussie expat says, I'm thinking about dedicating my life to Bitcoin. I'm an engineer and partly thanks to Bitcoin, don't need to work anymore. Thinking about what projects Bitcoin needs. The first thing that I would say, I don't know if you have the ability or the, probably not the financial backing to do this, but what we really need is a new phone. We need a new phone that isn't Google or Apple. I think that's the biggest need right now for Bitcoiners. But on that note, I want to share something else, and I want to share another video here. But that's a good comment, man. I'll tell you, I decided to dedicate my life to Bitcoin, not as an engineer, and I did still need to work. So if you're kind of in that boat where you're thinking about doing it and you have the means to do it, I would say abso-fucking-lutely do it. I did it without a parachute, man. I just jumped out. I said, you know what? I can't deal with the system anymore. I don't care if I have to sleep in my car. I don't care if I lose everything. This to me is worth it. I said, I remember thinking this through and I was like, you know what? I'm not an expert. I'm the furthest thing from an expert in Bitcoin. So I can't really teach people how to do it. So I was like, I'm just going to go into it. I'm going to spend every single minute of every single day and I'm going to learn as much as I possibly can. And I'm going to figure it out. I don't care. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't care what it is. I just know that I have to be working on this. I know that. And I did. And it was a tough decision, but at the same time, my main reason for it was like, you know, in 60, 70, 120 years, whenever I'm looking back, you know, whenever I'm on my rocking chair sitting on my deck on my yacht, as Michael Scott would say, I just didn't want to have any regrets. I didn't want to be like, you know, I wish I could go back to that time and do something different and leave my job and focus on King Golf and Bitcoin. I never want to wonder what if. I feel like that'd be my biggest regret. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Worst comes to worst. My parents are still around, that they have a house that I could live in. It would kill me to do that. But that's worst case. It's literally the worst thing that could happen is I get to go and spend more time with my parents. So made it work. Obviously, I didn't need to live with my parents. Although some people in the YouTube comments think that I'm in my parents' basement here, which you never know. It could be. Could be. But yeah, good. I mean, you're on the right path, man. You're on the right track. Just take the jump because life's too short to, you know, to half-ass anything. Go into it. If you got some backing, you're going to be way more equipped than I was, and you'll figure it out, man. You're an engineer. You got the brains. You just need the balls now. And a bit of backing financially. But you can find that. Lots of people out there. Talk to Jeff Booth. He's always funding startups. Ego Death Capital. Send them Send them an email. Say, hey, I want to work. I want to work in Bitcoin. I'm an engineer. They'll probably call you that day. Dalton says there's a de-Googled Android phone. Yeah, I know. But it's still like we need it to be more usable for people. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could build a phone, but that's going to take time. Like the average person just simply isn't going to do that. And then it's like, well, what good is an app if only like 50 people in the world who have de-Googled their phone can use it? So it needs to be something more. Duncan, coffee scent. Nice, my man. I could use that, Duncan. I could use all the coffees in the world today. We're an hour early. Looks like we received a fat zap here. Potential zap king or queen for the day. Somebody might steal it with the early show today. Not a whole lot of people here. Somebody might steal the zap king for today. But somebody sent in 11,111 sats. If I didn't know any better, I would guess that was Samantha Nakamoto with the Live Free Zap, the true Live Free Zap. 11,000. Damn. Thank you. I'm just going to thank Samantha. And if that wasn't Samantha, let me know. But that is awesome. Thank you very much. Helps today. Like I said, we got a short staff, small audience, but that's okay. We're still here. I figured people, if they can't make the show today, they can always just watch it after. And thank you, Duncan. We got $26.99. So what do I need to do here? I need to put Samantha up there as the current leader. I need to update the DCA for Duncan the 27th of August today. Let's get Duncan up here, our guy. And the zap today for the DCA was 2,600. So the price of Bitcoin is up, 26.99. So that's the lowest one we've got in a while. And that's from our guy, Duncan. So thank you, Duncan. And I got to throw a couple points on the board. Here. Okay, so important note here. The leaderboard here, it says subjective. That means it's up to me. And if you're, I'm just going to give you one warning here. And if you miss this, too bad. But if you do something and I don't put your point on the board, or you think you deserve more and you complain about it, you actually get docked one. That's how it's going to go. Otherwise, people are going to get mad. They're going to start getting upset with the points. It's subjective. So if I forget one day, that's shitty. But if you complain about it or try to correct it, then you're going to get docked 1 point. So we got to give one to, we got to add Samantha to the board here. Samantha gets one for that one. We got to add Cedar Sats. We're actually going to move him up the board for the fatties yesterday. I also added one for Scott, another one for Scotty there, because I got his after hours zap. Cedar Sats, the new potential leader, although this doesn't include the visionaries yet. So the current leader, Cedar Sats. Did I miss any? I don't think so. We'll leave that there for now. Thank you, Duncan. All right. Sketchications here. Good morning, all. Jor and Arnie, drop a like on the video. Yes, please. Especially if you're on Rumble. Good evening. Is this a place to be a Zap King? It is, Scotty. You might want to go back and watch the start of the show today, because I had some good news for you and some bad news. But yes, you're in the right place. MHMA says, do you have children? I do not. Do I want children? Yes. I want like 5 of them. So we just got to figure out a way to do that, you know? It's easy to want it, but we'll speak it into existence. I think that's how it works, right? Hodl said you become what you think about. So if I think about it all day, it will turn out. Cypher says, these phones are running Linux. Might be worth looking into. Yes. I know this is a place for cat and dog videos. Also true. Samantha, was that you? Let us know. You already got a point for it. I just assumed it was you. Graphene OS. Yeah. I mean, I'm aware of that, and I'm going to take steps to get that set up myself. But I still don't think that helps the the bigger picture here, right? Because again, yes, I'll be able to use apps that other people can't, but what good is an app if only 50 people are on it? It kind of takes away the, it kind of deflates it, you know? All right. Speaking of privacy here, this is a good chance to bring this up. So I'm going to share this link for everybody here. This is something I came across also on, guess where? Noster. So this is from ATYH. Shout out to ATYH. And it says some phone info. So you got the Linux phone. You got the Posh phone, Plasma Mobile, SXMO. Wish they would just like have normal names. Oh, I like this one. Copperhead. So there's a bunch of different options here that you can check out. Also, Google Pixels pre-Pixel 6 have wide support for most of these projects, particularly the Pixel 3 XL. So I'm going to tell you two things. Number one, check out this link. Check the things out on the post there. There's a bunch of different links for you to examine. And also, oh, this is the wrong spot. Bitcoin Citadel. Check out the Bitcoin Citadel services. Hopefully it works. We've had some DDoS attacks on this site. There we go. So if you go to services and then you scroll down to, I think it's security health check. Yeah. And then you can get yourself a privacy phone. Learn how to do that. That's what I'll be doing because I don't have the time or the brain capacity to figure it out myself. So I will be getting help from somebody at Bitcoin Citadel to get me a privacy phone. So that's two links for you to check out if you are a little bit concerned about everything happening with the old system. That's what you can do. Check out those links and check out Bitcoin Citadel. And you can pay with Bitcoin too. You can be fully anonymous, fully private. You can pay with Bitcoin on that website. Pretty cool. You can also pay in fiat though, because we don't want to pigeonhole everybody. Gray says Thomas Culpeper and Francis Derham are executed for having affairs with Catherine Howard, Queen of England and wife of Henry VIII of England. 1541. Oh, is that why you have the zap there, 1541? I think you gave a fat version of that on the other day when you won the Zap King. Interesting. Thomas and Francis were executed for having affairs with Catherine, the Queen of England, in 1541. Gray's a history buff. I like it. I really enjoy people who know their history. Probably my favorite kind of person, honestly. I wish I knew history better than I do. I'm trying, but Praetorian, I just left the link there for you right below. I'm trying my best, but there's a lot that I need to take in here in the world, and history isn't the top priority for me. Android is Linux. Just remove the Google crap and it's solid. Scotty says, I don't like the sound of that. Sounds like I won some cash, but well, I mean, Caspa would be better than what you won yesterday, Scotty. At least you could trade your Caspa for sats. Yeah, you'll just have to watch. I'm sorry, man. You kind of got just bad timing, you know? Bad timing. But you did get some points on the board, which is just as important, I would say, especially if you're consistent. And again, the points are subjective. So there's the 88 sat speed wallet as well. If you don't have the ability to scan that QR code and you want to support the channel here, that's the way to do it. Speaking of building things here, actually, let's go back to the Aussie expat here, because I don't think that the Aussie expat is a whale, but you never know. You never know. But I thought this was kind of an interesting post here on Noster this morning. It's from Dot. So Dot says, if I had hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin, I would be putting tech companies to shame by building out alternative infrastructure that these FAG, we'll say it. Should we say it? Building out alternative infrastructure that these fag techno dictators would be so salty about that it would result in open conflict that I would welcome, as it would destroy my enemies. And this is my favorite part here. What the fuck all these dipshit whales even have coins for, if not to destroy the state and free humanity? This is the post of the day, folks. Post of the day. I love Hodl's video, but this is absolutely true. What the fuck all these dipshit whales even have coins for, if not to destroy the state and free humanity? So basically what he's suggesting, if you have hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin, you should be building out alternative infrastructure to compete with the Googles and Apples. And the cool thing is, this is probably going to happen. This is going to be another step in the foundation that we're building here. This is going to happen because you're not going to need to be a whale, a dipshit whale in a decade from now to have this kind of influence. Because again, keep in mind here, Apples, the Googles, the Microsofts, they're all holding fiat. And so their value and their influence is just going to keep going down with the governments of the world. Meanwhile, Bitcoiners are sitting here on the bedrock that's becoming more and more valuable, being built higher and higher. And whatever they have right now is just going to keep going up in purchasing power and influence. So this is going to play out. It's just whoever decides to do it quickest, really. The biggest dipshit whale to do it. Yeah, I love that post. Me too. I had a good laugh at it. Some good wording, and I agree with it. Oh, 8:30. I got to go. I got to hit the road here. All right. Speaking of DDoS, those Mara pukes are attacking the nodes again. Are they? Fuck, I hate Mara. McConnell, haven't made the live in a while. Yeah, good to see you, my friend. Look at that profile pic. I like this format here. It's better. His story. That's right. That's why that's where the Bitcoin blockchain actually comes in. I know there's people who don't like JPEGs and spam on the network, but like it would be a very effective way to restore history that nobody can change, that nobody can burn, that nobody can alter. Praetorian says, Joe, I forget, do you use Leaden? I haven't yet. Hoping to. Johnny says, what do you think about the business idea that I emailed? And could you put the contact of anyone with business and app development? Well, it looks like you got a guy right here, Johnny. Aussie expat looking for some work. Aussie says, did you go to Bitcoin Las Vegas? It was amazing. Seeing Ross Freeman in person, amazing. But just seeing ordinary people from all backgrounds was amazing. Yes, I agree. I didn't catch many speeches. I did watch Ross. We watched Saylor. We watched Maulers. But that's kind of it. I think we watched Lynn Alden in there as well. But I was just hanging out. I was just hanging out with my buddies. Jerry was there. Rajat was there. Daniel, Craig, Bodie, Kev, Isaac. And who am I missing? And AD. I think that's all of them. And of course, Adam and Lori were there. It was fun. Got to meet Maddie. Got to meet a lot of people. It was really cool experience for me. Definitely won't be the last concert or conference that I attend. I wish they had a concert too. That'd be awesome. Okay, well, I want to leave it with this today. I want to leave it with this because I'm already a couple minutes late here. But I didn't want to skip over this because this is one of the best videos that I've watched in a while. So let's get through this, get through some posts here. Good morning, Matt. Bitcoin Nurse says, forget being a millionaire or billionaire. We are Bitcoiners. That's right. That's totally different systems. So we can't really measure the two. We can't compare the two. They're two totally different things. Just about everybody despises Mara. That's true. McConnell says, I started going back to university, and in the first 3 days of class, 2 of my professors mentioned Bitcoin positively. Wow. That's kind of insane. Hey, speaking of Isaac, Laughpad's here. Laughpad, my man. Good to see you, buddy. DCA. All right, we got to add that in there. Okay, let's watch this video because I'm late. I know I like overstaying my welcome here, but great day, night. See you all later. All right, great. Catch you later, man. See you tomorrow. Daniel Craig in Vegas. Sounds like a Bond film. Daniel and Craig. Worse than Cass, but punch in the gut and knee to the groin. Oof. Yeah, I know. Ozzy says, I really enjoyed that spoken word thing the guy Q did before Ross came on. I don't think it was uploaded. I don't know if I saw that. I was in the seats. I was in the stands, but I might have been yapping or something. Who knows? Anyways, let's watch this video here. I want to make sure I got the right thing here because sometimes it doesn't share with sound. So let's watch this video here. We watched American Hodl to start the show today. He was kind of the guy who put vlogs on the map on Noster, even though this is vlog number 374 for me. These are just really long vlogs that we do every day here. But Hodl made it famous. So this is kind of catching on. And I like this guy. I watched another one of his videos the other day. So he's putting in the work. He's putting in the proof of work. And I want to show this video because I agree with every single word. And it's a really good way to think about it. Gave me a lot of hope this morning. And I hope to spread that to you. So here it is. We'll watch this and then we'll hit the road and get on with our day.
We're living through something unprecedented right now. And while everyone's focused on the collapse of legacy institutions, something incredible is happening underneath. We're building the infrastructure for human flourishing at a scale that's never been possible before. And the thing that most people miss is the same technologies that enable surveillance and control also enable complete sovereignty and freedom. Your smartphone can track you, sure, but it can also hold a Bitcoin wallet that no government can freeze. The internet enables censorship, but it also enables encrypted communication that no authority can break. We're not just witnessing technological progress, we're seeing the greatest restoration of individual agency in human history. And for the first time since the agricultural revolution, technology is amplifying human autonomy instead of diminishing it. The cypherpunks figured out something that escaped everyone else. Freedom isn't a political problem. It's an engineering problem. You can't vote your way to sound money. You have to build it. You can't petition your way to free speech. You have to encrypt it. Bitcoin doesn't work because good people make good decisions. It works because it makes good decisions inevitable through mathematics. That's the breakthrough. Incorruptible institutions. The code becomes the Constitution. Nation states made sense when communication was slow and expensive, when you needed physical presence to verify identity, when economic exchange required geographical proximity, but those constraints don't exist anymore. What we're building isn't chaos. It's a new form of order. Voluntary association based on shared values instead of shared geography. Coordination through cryptographic proof instead of political authority. Rules enforced by mathematics instead of violence. Every Bitcoin block makes the network more secure. Every Noster relay strengthens censorship resistance. And every person who adopts these tools makes them more valuable for everybody else. We're living through exponential change disguised as gradual progress. The fundamental architecture of digital society is being rebuilt right now. Most people don't see it because it's happening at the protocol level, not the interface level. But the builders see it, the developers see it. We're laying the foundation of stones of tomorrow's civilization. This is our moment. The window is open, but it won't stay open forever. Network effects mean early choices get locked in. The protocols that achieve adoption first become the standards. The communities that build the best tools attract the most users. And every line of code written for decentralized protocols is a vote for human agency. Every Bitcoin transaction is a vote for sound money. Every message over Noster is a vote for free speech. We're not just building apps, we're architecting freedom. The future isn't predetermined, but its direction is clear. Centralized systems are becoming more architecting freedom, sound money. Every message over Noster is a vote for free speech. We're not just building apps, we're architecting freedom. The future isn't predetermined, but its direction is clear. Centralized systems are becoming more brittle. Decentralized systems are becoming way more powerful. We're not forcing this transformation. We're aligning ourselves with forces already in motion. The soil is fertile. The season for building has begun, and the future belongs to those who create it. Have a great day.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. I had goosebumps a couple times there. I wanted to rewatch that. He said, we're not just building apps, we're building a foundation of freedom, I believe it was. Something along those lines. And that's really what's happening here. We're building out the infrastructure. I'm not personally, I'm trying to be a part of it as much as I can to get people from the fiat system into Bitcoin, from people on Twitter to get onto Noster. I'm trying my best. I'm not building anything, but I'm doing what I can. I'm using the skills that I do have. And so I wanted to leave you guys and girls with that today. Wow, we got a rant, a fiat zap today from Sats and Sunsets, who said, to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Nelson Mandela. Very well said, Nelson and Sats and Sunsets. Thanks for sharing that, and thank you for the fiat zap there, my friend. Okay, we got LaughPad, who put up a DCA, support the channel. So it was actually LaughPad's here, 2696, which bumped Duncan's. And that was from LaughPad, our guy. And it looks like we also got a couple zaps over on the 88 Sats wallet here. So I gotta give a shout out for that. We got 1541. I'm assuming that was from Gray. And that's what he was talking about there, 1541. And then somebody sent in 8888, legendary zap. I'm guessing that was Josh. And somebody sent in 500. I don't know who that was. Maybe $1.50. Maybe Sharon B. I don't know. Too soon to say. But either way, Duncan, LaughPad, and I think that was Josh. So I'm going to go ahead and add a point for Josh. So thank you. Big shout out to Morrow here. Woke up with great news today. US visa accepted and will be going around Halloween. Finally. That's awesome. That is awesome, man. Good for you. Builders need users. Yes, that's absolutely right. They can build all they want, but if it's not, if nobody cares, if nobody's using it, it's irrelevant. Users need watchers. That's right. Advocacy is important as the tech. Keep it up. All right, we should see. Hey, buddy. There's our guy. There he is. Sorry, buddy. Sorry for locking you out. Too much going on back there today. All right, Adam's here. Praetorian says 500 was me. All right, thank you, Praetorian. I assumed it was $1.52 or Sharon, but thank you very much. Okay, so big shout out to Sats and Sunsets for the fiat zap. Big shout out to Samantha, who's the current zap queen. And for the other zaps, the DCAs from Duncan, LaughPad, Gray snuck in there, Jen, everybody. Even Praetorian got in the action today. And I think that was Josh. Pretty sure anyways. So thank you very much. I much appreciate that. I'm going to try to be back tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm going to be back tonight and what things are going to be in store here. So I'm going to do my best to be back tomorrow. But I'm going to assume that was Josh. I'm going to add a point for Josh onto the scoreboard. And we will be back tomorrow. So we stayed overtime, but and aren't even showed up today. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it inspired you a little bit to go out and take a step in the right direction in terms of privacy, freedom, sovereignty. If you're not on Noster yet, get your ass on there. I'm going to be putting out some content here soon, helping people through Noster. But it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Find an app. You can use Primal. You can use Domus. You can use Noster. And just create an account. Create an npub and an nsec. Write that down or save it in your notes. And then you can just start posting on there. Start following people. And it's not that hard. It's really not that hard, but it is necessary. So thank you once again, everybody. I appreciate you showing up for the early show today. I didn't think anybody would be here, but we had a good crowd today. So thanks, everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.